Yeah, we have Miss Brina
Yeah, hi.
in the studio with us today about to talk or discuss.
Yes.
We don't want it to be like, an interview, put on the spot and just throw questions at her. Not cool. So we're going to talk about some of her highs and lows in China, Shanghai to be specific. And we have our usual old, used, retired
the ancestor
gentleman
here.
The old man gang.
So we're going to get their versions, their experiences as well. So yeah, welcome, Miss Brina.
Thank you. Thank you
All right.
guys for inviting me here today.
Oh, you're super welcome. So first things first, Shanghai. How long have you been in Shanghai?
For a few years. How long have I been in China? For longer.
Shanghai first.
A few years, maybe a year.
A year, okay. That's not few, but cool. I get the point. All right. China in general. China in general?
China, almost 8 years.
Okay.
Yeah, 8
All
years.
right. We've been through this with these guys, so I'm going to go straight back to you. How did your folks take it when you decided to move to China?
How did my what?
Folks, parents.
I think we're okay. My mom was cool. Actually, my mom actually pushed the idea because I was going to school in Ghana. Then opportunity came. It was like go to abroad, go to abroad. Yeah.
So when you say opportunity, what do you mean opportunity? What opportunity came?
Because I applied for the school and I got a school. So I came here as a student. So I got a scholarship. And then the opportunity came. I was going to school in UCC. Then the opportunity came. I mean, the scholarship thing came. And my mom was like, oh, pushed me to go for it.
I'm going to let these retired gentlemen get in. But when you say opportunity, right, does that mean the school you had here was way better than going to UCC back in Ghana? Because some would also say going to UCC is a great opportunity.
Of course, it is a good opportunity, but it was scholarship. The idea, the reason why my mom embraced it too much was because it was scholarship. You know, no...
And you pay no tuition.
Exactly. Okay. So she really bought into the idea, like, you should go. Because I was going to my third year or something when the opportunity came. So she bought into the idea, you should go. Okay. Yeah.
But most parents would be like, you're going to like, a no-zone area. You don't speak the language, right? It's not an English-speaking country. If you're going to London, US, they'll be like, cool, you speak the language. It's easier to assimilate, right? So how did you feel personally, like coming into China without knowing a single soul in here? You do not speak the language, you have no prospects, nothing.
Actually, I wasn't really scared about it. I think I had no feeling or wasn't looking... I had no expectation because I was very young, so I was like, okay, I'm going to enjoy. That was what was on
yeah. But how could you think you're gonna go enjoy something you have no idea about? Because you could have had it worse, right? Not everybody that goes overseas kind of have the joy that you're expressing.
You know, when frankly speaking, now that I know that when you're traveling, you need to research and learn a lot about the country before you go, right? Now I know that. But then I had zero idea. I know nothing. All I knew was that my mom was a businesswoman. So she has been to China before. So she had a fair idea of how the country is like. So she was telling me a couple of things here and there, how the people behave.
In China?
She's been in China before to do business. So she was giving me a little bit of idea, what to expect and things like that. Apart from that, I had no more idea or expectation. And I was really excited. I was traveling out of Ghana for my first time.
That euphoria. She just embraced the
I was really happy about it.
How was your first feeling though? I mean, getting into China, like, was it everything you expected it to be, or you were like, damn, I made a mistake?
No. Fortunately for me, I had someone here already who has been here for 3 years, so it made it easier to kind of settle. And personally, I have this ideology where you go to a place, you just have to find a way and settle. Because people have come before you and they've been able to do it. So I just came with my mindset, just want to survive, just survive.
Master Shifu?
For me, coming to China happened like within a space of 2 months. I didn't have any idea of, I didn't have any idea of traveling. So there was a guy I did national service with, and before we knew it, he was no more around. And we're like, where is this guy? And we heard he's in China. Somehow I had his contact and we started talking, and he said, oh, there's a job here that needs someone. Do I want to take it? And I was like, what? Sure, let me give it a try. And before I knew it, I had my visa and I just found myself here. So it wasn't an intention. It wasn't something I pre-planned to come to China, but it just happened.
Did you have to give up anything to come to China?
Not much. Well, I had to give up 2 things. One, I had a job actually with the new Golden Tulip that opened in Kumasi.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I was one of the first people who they recruited, but I just turned in my exit. Even before I took up the job, I just returned my appointment letter and wrote a letter quitting.
You said you had a job, and I don't think it's a bad job working at
Golden Tulip.
Yeah, it was. At the time,
it's a bad
you
job,
were one of the lucky ones to get that job with such a big hotel.
What did you have to give up?
Nothing.
Absolutely nothing? Not your friends at school, not your dorm mates? You don't miss anything back home?
No, except the food.
That's it? So is that to say that you did not like anything about your environment?
I did, loved it. I did love everything about it. My friends, my family and everything. But I'm not really someone who...
So attached or...
Yeah, so attached to people, you know. So I can leave and have no connection like that.
Okay. How long did you say you've been here? Almost 5 years?
More.
Eight more, yeah. What has been your impression?
Of China?
Yeah.
I can talk forever. I think China is a good country. Every country has its
flaws,
flaws and things. So, but overall, it's not bad. I mean, it's really good. It's really good in my.
Can we break that down? In what sense?
Some specifics?
Give us some good.
Let's say,
For example,
let's talk about the school you came to school here, right? You got a scholarship. So comparing that university to UCC.
All right.
University of Cape Coast.
The flexibility.
Okay, so for education, I wouldn't advise anyone to, especially if you're doing reading courses like what I did. Like I did business administration. If you want to do business administration, I don't really think China is a place for bachelors. For masters, for PhD but for bachelor, I really don't think it's the right place. Yeah.
Can you address that?
Because the first thing is that the teachers, okay, I'm talking from my experience. I don't know for other people's experience. Sure. So in my experience, the teachers were not that, I think they have the knowledge, but they don't know how to transfer the knowledge.
They're not inspiring, so to speak.
Not really inspiring, but they don't know how to teach you. They know it, but they don't know how to
convey it.
Yes, to transfer it.
Is that a language? The language.
Yeah,
the language.
Probably maybe the language could be one of the reasons.
You took it in English, right?
Yeah, it was in English, but their English was not that good.
Okay.
Yeah, the English was in English,
Yeah, it wasn't English.
So was that the problem?
That was one of them.
Yeah.
That was one of the main problem. But I think that, in Ghana, before you can become a lecturer, you have to go through the training college and blah, blah, blah. You've been taught on how to deliver lectures and other things.
Yeah.
I don't think the Chinese teachers, especially those in the universities, have to go through such trainings. So they really don't have the skill to transfer the knowledge to their students. That's my experience. I don't know for other schools. Right?
Yeah, I get it, but I'm not really sure what that specific spectrum looks like. But I do know that even training schools, right, after school programs, these training schools, they do have to get certified. So I'm thinking with university,
they do have this. They do
most
have it. But
have
I think
to help.
It has to do with.
What do you mean to have teachers certificate?
No. For them to pursue their professorship or whatever it was.
No, I don't think so. No, in the university, no.
In the university system is different. I heard that too. That you need a certain qualification, like a PhD, to teach maybe first degree. It used to be a master's, but I hear now in China you need to be a PhD to teach even first degree. So it's just about your book knowledge. As to the skills, to the method you use to deliver to
the
students,
lesson,
most of them are
they don't really.
They struggle with it.
Yes.
I think it also comes from the way we were were taught back home. So it has to do with expectation.
Maybe I'm expecting
I
them
was
to have
about
the
to
same
say,
thing.
do you think it's
I think
a
it's
cultural
expectation.
thing? Because I'm thinking, do you think the local Chinese would have the same problem as you have?
Probably, maybe they've had the same system from primary school up to now, so they are used to the teaching system, you know. But for me, I remember my first time in the classroom, I was confused. I was like, "What is this man saying?"
Yeah.
I had no clue what they're saying.
Right.
Yeah. So that is one of the. But the good side is, when I was in Ghana, I was really scared of maths.
Yeah.
So even me coming to China to do business, actually, I did home economics in high school. In UCC, I was doing home economics because I wanted to be a nutritionist.
Right.
Oh, okay.
So that was the route. But I got opportunity. I wrote Wasi Wayek, and then I did costing and management something, and then I used it to apply, and I got it. So I was really scared of the maths. You know, you've heard this stereotype that Chinese are good in maths, and I was like, me, I can't even get 60 in maths. How am I going to survive here? But I realized that the good side is that they are very good with maths, and they made actually
Maths look easy.
maths look easy. My first time writing the maths test, getting 98%.
Wow.
I was surprised myself. I was really surprised at myself. So I mean, they made me. The good thing is they made me realize my hidden talent.
Right.
I realized that I can do it. I've just been so much fear.
That
in
also
myself.
that also makes me think when you say that they didn't know how to deliver some of the courses, but maths was really good. It just makes me think that it kind of seems like they focus a bit more, or math and science is just their strong suit in China. And
probably.
I've heard it from other foreign students who have studied in China as well, that when they do like the social science courses, they usually feel like they don't get their money's worth. But when those who are doing the sciences, there's everything available.
That's what I'm
and-
saying.
yeah.
So if you want to do something, like I said, better business administration, anything social science, I don't really think you should come here for a bachelor. But if you are doing something like computer science, electrical engineering, any other kind of
Biological
science,
sciences,
yes, applied science and this
Right.
theory, yes. China is the best place for you. You can
Okay.
come because they have the labs, the equipment, everything, practical. Everything.
I kind of like coming from your perspective, because I know people also who are like they loved it because they studied the language first. They did the language course first, so the bachelor they had to take them in Chinese.
In Chinese.
So I feel like the experience might be a bit different.
Different, right?
Of course, it might be a bit
bit
different.
All right, let's skip education. I mean, we could go on and on about education. I want to really ask, what made you actually even choose China in the first? Because there's like tons of scholarships floating out on the internet. Why China? Why did you choose China to
Actually, the application was
Apply for-
very easy.
apply for China?
Yes, it was very easy because I was just going through the application compared to UK and Canada and the US.
Okay.
Because all of them you have to write English proficiency test, which is
yeah.
IELTS or
Which I don't
TOEFL.
understand, but
Or
Statement
TOEFL.
of purpose and all
Yes,
those
and
things.
all those rubbish. But you had to do all those things. But China was very straightforward.
I like how you use rubbish, because we are contesting this the other day.
other
Why
day,
we
yeah.
have to write all these English tests when we are speaking like this?
Exactly.
We
But it's
studied
not-
throughout
it's not
school
just,
in English.
It's not just specific to, like, is it in Ghana? Maybe I think it's
But
universal, right?
It is rubbish. Let's keep it real. It doesn't matter.
No, but that is
it just a
that
flaw.
is
Listen,
that
it
But
is just a flaw.
I'm not trying to. I don't think it's a flaw. Like let's be real.
let me
Let's
land.
be.
It is just a flaw to take money, because if you fail, you have to go and write it again.
That is okay. That is also another thing. But also, let's be real with ourselves. Have you seen some of our Ghanaians speak English? I mean, come on.
But I think that anyone who has been, let's say first degree, fine, you need it. But if you're going to do a master's and you study in Ghana, I really don't think it's necessary to.
But that's what
write
I'm
these
saying. I don't
tests.
think if they look at it as
Because-
like, country case by, it's gonna be really tough. I think the whole idea is for them to understand that you're not gonna come and have like, troubles, fitting in.
Okay,
There's a lot of things, a lot of areas that you might have
it seems
a tough
like
time,
you're
and it's
trying
gonna
to.
be.
The Chinese, you don't ask you to write a Chinese test.
They didn't. But when I came here, I have to write a Chinese test to complete my major.
No, but you go to class for it.
Of course, if you want to.
So if anyway, let's not divert.
But let me just
Yeah.
one conclusion. So the reason they want you to write these English tests is to know if you are you can write academically.
Exactly.
But
That's what I was about to say.
But when you take these tests, there's nothing like that.
That's what I was about to say.
You know,
I don't know for other tests. I don't know for
Yeah.
TOEFL or other thing.
Right.
But I teach IELTS, so I'm very good with it.
Yeah.
For IELTS, the academic, it's purely academic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially the writing, they ask
Yeah.
you to describe a graph or a pie chart or something. So it's purely academic. It's asking you, sometimes the test is to ask you if you can reason and express yourself in English. So that is it. Most of the listening, the reading, and all are all academic, related to academic.
Yo, these are opinions that I really respect. Everybody's opinion. But what I'm thinking is that at the end of the day, it's a criteria, right? Because like you said yourself, not everybody coming from Ghana speaks great English or can understand good English. So I feel like it's not something that is kind of like, creating this kind of like,
For the English proficiency test, I think it's okay. But for the other things, statements of purpose and other
Yeah,
things.
but that's what I'm saying. For the outside, I don't think that it's a really... Okay, let's move on.
But to be honest, it's not even every country. Like in most cases in Europe, when you are from, say, Ghana, they ask you to get a letter from your university or something to prove that you did your studies in English. Then they
Yes.
scrap off
So
the...
that's what I'm
Actually-
saying. Every country got their own criteria.
Now, not even every country. It's
Yeah.
actually it's based on the school.
Right, right.
It's not the country, it's the school. Because some schools can just ask you to just bring a letter,
Yeah.
like you said, from the school
Yeah.
proving that
That's
you're
what I'm
studying
saying.
English. Yeah, it's okay
Yeah, I'm
for
looking
them.
at it from a because we kind of generalize.
You could be
for the
going to
most
school in
part,
Ghana
right?
by a Portuguese school.
Yeah. So, like you said, he asked you before, first impression, you said it's a good country. The question that I'm going to follow that up with is a little bit like, as I don't know about you guys, but how many times people are like, what are you going to go do in China? Like, China? So can you tell us about, when you say it's a good, can you tell us why you think it's a good country? And would you recommend it to anybody who wants to come in?
That is a very good question. Okay, the first part, why is it a good country? It's a good country because if you do something to earn a little money, I mean, a little bit, you can live very comfortably and very normal life. You can have a very normal life here. Something that we will see in Ghana as luxury.
Luxury, yeah.
You can have it as that's a normal life here.
Name something like what?
I mean, if you have a job and if you earn a little bit as 5,000 RMB, which in Ghana would be, let's say, a lot of money, but then let's say equivalent would be like 2,000, 3,000 Ghana city, right? You can pay your rent, live comfortably. Even if you want, you can get yourself a car or
5,000
something.
RMB, that would be about 8,000 Ghana.
No,
Yeah,
I mean,
but if you
not the,
like,
not the.
Oh, you mean,
like
okay, all
Yeah, I
right.
mean, the
4,000 in
wealth.
Ghana.
Okay, I
The wealth.
understand. Yeah,
Yeah,
The
Not
wealth
not
is
a conversion.
yes.
Right.
The wealth is like having earning a job like 3,000 Ghana
Oh,
city in
4,000,
Ghana.
yeah.
Paying 3,000 Ghana city in Ghana is not enough,
Even your rent is not, if you want to live a good...
especially if you want to live in Accra.
a normal community, you can't even pay your rent.
And then the cost of living, I mean,
Utilities
the
and-
utilities and other things are crazy. I was talking to my mom the other day. She's paying a bill even though the water is not flowing. I'm like, what kind of craziness is this? Why am I paying a bill when
whole
there's
year
no
In
water
advance,
flowing?
it's a promise.
Exactly, but here you have all these as facilities and amenities free,
Working
Yeah.
24/7.
working 24/7. So
Yeah.
it's not luxury.
It is,
And then
it is a
it
necessity.
doesn't even cost that much.
No, it doesn't. Water bill comes what, every
Well, you
2
compare with
months?
that, I can
20, 50
see that.
RMB and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, I pay every 3 months together. I pay my bill 3 months. I pay every 3 months together. I pay my water 100 RMB or
Yeah.
90 RMB.
Yeah.
I mean, very cheap.
Add to that,
That's like,
Yeah, it's
in terms of
just-
like, the lifestyle.
the lifestyle, it differs. It depends on the kind of person you are too. But she said it all. Even if you earn just like
A little bit.
you can
You can live your
you
you
can
can
live a
live
life
comfortably.
in Ghana. We call it flex. You understand?
We
In
see it to
Ghana,
be
terms,
luxury.
yeah.
But that's
you
a
live
normal
cool.
thing.
Yeah.
You are able to afford what you need or you want.
I mean, you can afford your basic necessities.
Yeah.
I mean, someone in Ghana can walk on this scorching sun the whole day and will not be even able to make 100 cities.
Yeah.
And then let's say they make 50 city. 50 city, what can they do? Nothing.
Yeah,
transport
you're
back home
talking
is
about two
already...
different, economies, so that makes sense. So, first cultural shock.
Now it has reduced.
Yeah.
Now they don't
So
do
your
that
first time,
anymore.
yep.
So, but my first time was the sanity, the sanitation, the cleanliness. They spit in anywhere. I was in a restaurant and
Should I make the sound?
and then they do that
Yeah.
their thing.
Belgian or
And
whatever.
then on the floor in the restaurant.
Yeah, we've all seen that. Yeah.
What the heck? What the heck?
Yeah, but you can attest to the fact that it's really no more.
Oh yeah, it's much.
Damn, it's normal.
No, I'm saying
No,
it's
no
more.
more,
They've kinda-
no more.
No, now that's why I said it's no more now.
Yeah.
Before
It's
I
just
said it, I said
outside now, but no
because of
more.
COVID, these things doesn't exist anymore.
yeah.
Yes, but before, I mean, I'm talking about 2015.
Yeah, yeah.
That's even later.
Yeah.
I mean,
We-
if you think
we-
of 2008, 2009.
But that, you came like 1997, right? so yeah, moving on.
Continue. Let her continue.
That was
Finish.
the first culture shock. Now
Yes,
let's go
that
to
was the
your,
first one.
Yeah.
Let's do your highs first before we
No,
come
let
to
me
your lows.
tell you my
Okay.
culture shock. You know, we are from Ghana, so you know what I'm talking about. We watch Chinese films, yeah. And all we see is the countryside buildings, which are still around when you go to the deep.
Oh, but they've been so developed right now.
Yeah,
It's
but
crazy.
that was the picture I had.
Yeah.
And the day I landed, I was like, wow.
No, I realized Ghana was a village when I arrived in Egypt.
Egypt, yeah.
Because I use Egypt Air.
Right.
Yeah.
That was when I realized I was living in a village. This
Yeah.
is not a country. This is a village.
Right.
Yeah.
Then I realized this is so bad because in Egypt, even though there are poor parts of Egypt, of
Yeah.
course, but
It's still organized.
yeah,
They
very
look
organized.
And there was one thing too I realized from coming from Ghana to, you get to the immigration and their sole purpose is to check your document.
Yeah. No asking for money.
No
or
asking
any-
you for money or the normal question.
So we're gonna go on forever.
But-
we want to talk about these
yeah,
corrupt
but-
practices. But let's stay on point. The point is your highs. Can you tell us a bit about your highs in China, like the best parts in China?
The best part.
Yeah. In your experience, everybody's got a different experience. So, see, what are your highs?
Why me?
I think if I was in Ghana, I wouldn't have been able to get a master's degree. That's the truth.
Why is that?
Because after bachelor, I would try to work and then maybe get married. And
Yeah, but is that a problem of the country, or a problem of you not being motivated to get your master's degree?
I think it's a problem of I would now a lot of people are doing master's degrees, so now a master's degree is really simple. But maybe now because it's a trend, maybe I'll follow the trend. But I'm just trying to think that I'm thinking about 2015, I don't think I had any
Interest.
in doing master's degree, you know, but I had a master's degree. I even tried to pursue my PhD, my doctor's degree. I just gave up.
You mean here?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, I had up. So I think the education, as long as you want to go climb higher in education, you can do that effortlessly. Yes, that's one.
All right,
One
so
of
getting
the
your master's
highs.
degree here is one of your highs. All right. You have any highs to share? Being in China.
Let him go.
No,
first.
you go.
You were pointing finger at
been
me.
quiet.
Rock, paper, rock, paper, scissors?
You've been quiet.
Rock, paper, scissors.
No. 石头剪刀布，石头剪刀布，
You got
石
it?
头剪刀。You are cheating. You don't do this and do this.
Go on.
Go on.
Let me see who won.
I clearly won. So
You know, how
You
can
go,
you bring by
Steve,
good?
go.
No, let him go.
All right, give us one of your highs.
He has
Just
been
one
quiet.
of them. There are probably a few, but just one.
in
of the
general,
highs.
like
in general, in being in China, like
I think
feeling like, oh, it's so worth being here.
it's generally my standard of living. I don't live a luxurious life, but like she said,
Say what?
with whatever
I think you have a
earn-
pretty luxurious life.
with whatever
Say
you,
what?
with whatever,
I mean, okay, let's break it down.
with
He
whatever you,
lives in a almost 125 square meter apartment, 4 bedrooms. He's got
2 cars.
2 cars, 1 motorcycle, an electric bike,
Like, what
a
is the name of the
bicycle.
motorcycle?
Honda, it's a Honda, and it's imported. Don't forget it's
Imported
imported.
one, yeah.
So I think that's pretty luxurious.
and that's a lie. All those are lies. I just waited for him to finish, so I debunked
He's
all
just
of
trying
them.
to evade tax.
But like I'm just saying that my standard of living that I have here, if I were in Ghana, I don't know where God would have put me, but I don't think no matter how much effort I put in, I don't think these opportunities would have allowed me to enjoy the kind of life that I have now.
Okay. I agree with you.
So it's very hard to pinpoint anything.
Same.
He takes mine to the power 10.
All right, cool. I do not want us to stick too long.
Just
before we go to the lows, right? Are you thinking about going back home? I mean, you've got a master's, right? So obviously you have something to offer society. What you've learned, you can impart in other kids by teaching or way of getting to
in
the
Ghana?
actual major. Yeah. Do you have any intention of going back home to contribute to the economy? Since you have a master's degree.
With our current situation in Ghana?
Yes.
You want me to go
I don't
home?
want you to. It's a question.
She has answered the question already.
Currently, I don't think I have any plans because
the way is forward.
it's not about you. Someone would say we all have this mentality or this idea that we need to work for someone. It's not about we need to work for someone. Even if I want to set up my own business and do my own thing, the economy is not really good. You know, you try and then it doesn't go well. And then you have to give up or
start all over
again.
I mean, use your savings already. So
these little things actually makes it a little bit difficult for people to want to go back home even after education. It's like we like to stay here. We really want to come home, of course. But the situation on ground makes it a little bit difficult for us to go home. So I don't think I have any plans going home now. I have plans to explore other places, but I don't have a plan to
resettle back home.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Anything you guys want to add to that? You guys got plans to
for me, I always you were running away from speaking.
I mean, not like
time,
right now, but like, you know, the nearest possible future.
I think for me, I always tell you guys that if I have a good house, means of transport, a car, and any job or business that brings me regular income.
In Ghana, you mean?
That is guaranteed. I don't really mind going back home because home is home no matter what you do.
Yeah.
But the point, like you just mentioned, the point is it's really hard to, because you realize that you don't fit in after you've been in this environment for so long. Just take simple things like roads. Yeah. Even if your car breaks down, here you just go to the roadside, take a bus.
The water situation I was talking about. Imagine I go home, then I have to pick a bucket and go and fetch water.
So that's why I'm
saying that if I have a good house, a good means of transport, and I have regular income, I could travel to other places for holidays.
Are you trying to say this is not attainable, achievable in Ghana?
No, but it is the hope that kills us. That's it.
It is
the hope because all it's saying is, yes, you can have the house, you can have the car, but the facilities are not that great. And you don't know when it will be fixed, like your road. Like, you don't know when your light will go off.
Your water,
when
you don't know if you're 24,
meeting. You don't know your water. All these things, if you've lived in a country like China, where I don't remember the last time my light went off or my tap, I'll be a bit scared of going back home. These are facts. This is not. It doesn't mean we don't love home. I love my place.
To talk about on top of that, I don't even though people travel. You know, people are leaving the country at a very high rate.
Right.
It's not. They go to other countries.
I heard about 700,000.
Yeah, about 700,000.
They work themselves like dogs.
Yeah.
You think they can do that in Ghana?
If I have the opportunity, I'll do it. Yeah.
But it's not available.
Right.
Yeah.
So I was trying to say, like you were saying that when Ghanaians travel, they do 2-3 jobs. You look at people like doctors, right? Doctors work at their regular hospitals, but they also have part-time, what they call locum.
Yeah.
They want to earn more money and help more. You look at lecturers, they teach or teachers, they do extra class. So it's the same thing we do when we go outside. We want to work extra to make money. But back home, the opportunity is not there.
Yes.
You know, they confine you in one job, 9 to 5.
For the rest of your life.
For the rest of your life, you know. So it's just the way the system is built.
Isn't this why
that we are lazy?
The former president says he's going to bring a 24-hour operating system in the country?
Probably. If he brings it up, it's because America have a 24-hour economy. It's always someone is always working or doing something. That would be good. That would be very, very good. I mean, it will bring a lot of jobs available, and then we can do. It will give us confidence when we are going back home. We wouldn't be scared.
We're crunched for time. Sorry to cut you off, but then let's do lows. Your lowest of lows in China. When did you really hit? I'm not gonna say rock bottom. Was there a time where you were like, oh, this was all a mistake. I should have just stayed back at UCC.
I haven't had that yet.
Okay.
But I do have my difficulties.
Closest to that, yeah.
Yeah, I do have my difficulties and other things. It's not being able to. I think that's my only problem with China, all in all. Not being able. You are always seen as a foreigner. You can never, ever attain the same status as
assimilate,
yes,
yeah.
as someone, as a citizen or something like that. Not being able to get there it has always been my problem. I'm
not
always
being able to
attain the same status as a citizen.
Okay.
Always bothers me because I always have to.
Why
I'm
does
always
that bother you?
see.
Because you're really not a citizen, though.
Of course, but then I mean, there should be. I don't want to be a citizen, but I should feel like I'm a citizen. Yeah. I should be. For example, I always have to renew my visa. I have to always go through this visa stress thing. It makes me feel like I'm never welcomed. And everywhere I go, I need to still show my passport. It still makes you feel like you're still a foreigner. You know, you're still a foreigner
like
here.
Like a tourist or something?
Yeah, like a tourist or something. After living here for, I think, 8 years, I should be able to...
But there are categories there, right? There are things you could do to attain like a 5-year multiple. They even got like criteria for getting, what you call it? A green card.
Green card.
These criteria and requirements are like... Yeah, it looks like you have to remove
It's not for
tooth.
people like
You have to remove your tooth to get it.
Yeah, but don't you think if they make it that easy, everybody just gonna like, just
it shouldn't be. I'm not saying it should be easy because attaining a permanent status everywhere in this world is not
right.
easy.
It's streamlined, yeah.
Yes, but then you should have the hope to get it. Here, it's very, very difficult.
Yeah, I think that's what makes it more enjoyable. The moment once you get it, once you're attaining, you're like,
come on.
yes. No, it's like the green card. The people hold ceremonies for attaining the green card, right?
In China?
No, in the States and in Canada.
Yeah. Of course. I mean, I understand what you're trying to say. I understand it's in a little way, but when you enter US or Canada, I don't want to compare, but when you enter there, you are not a foreign. You are not. You don't see yourself to be a foreigner. You don't feel it. You are.
You do feel it.
Not in that way.
I know people there, and I talk to them. They do feel it.
You don't remove your passport everywhere you go.
Oh, you do.
Yeah, it depends.
I feel like in China it's actually less. You don't really need to carry your passport everywhere you go in China.
You remove your passport everywhere you go?
Yeah, in the States.
It depends on what you're going to do.
Card.
Even in China, like
your ID card is different from your passport.
But in China, your passport is your ID card.
So why don't they give us something like an ID card?
But honestly, hold on. I don't know about you guys, your experiences, but I never carry my passport.
I've never carried my passport.
And nobody's ever asked me out.
Nobody.
Yeah, I think usually if you're
transacting,
unless you're traveling or
transacting,
going to the bank or something.
Why can't they give us something like an identity card or something that we can use?
That's why they give you the visa. So they need a visa, the visa number.
I think passport is really, it's an important document. So it shouldn't be something you carry all around.
I've never carried my passport with me.
Even when you're traveling?
Only when you're traveling. But just like anywhere else, when you're traveling, you need your passport.
Even within the country?
Of course.
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about. Within the country,
not just China. Almost every country, it's called a passport. Before you go through the port, you need your passport.
Anyway, I don't know about other countries.
But I got your vibe. Exactly. I don't want to put you in spot. But thank you very much.
No.
Super low. Your lowest point in China. Okay, you want to add something?
Oh, yes, I have something to say. And during COVID, I think COVID happened everywhere. One of my lowest was during COVID, being stuck in the room with the constant rules and shutting down.
But that we could say was the global low.
But it took us a bit longer.
It took China very...
But you got to understand why, though.
Yeah, I do understand, but it was, in my opinion, this is my personal opinion, this is not anybody mine, they overdid it too much. You got to a time they were overdoing it too much. And
I'm not disagreeing with you. I do agree at some point they overdid it, but I also feel like in terms of like the populace, there are way too many people that they could not apply the same reasoning to what other countries did.
And
you know what I mean?
And also you know them. You know some of them how they quote unquote behave. You know, so sometimes looking at it from a certain lens, you think like they overdid it, but they know their people. So their rules were not actually for us. You understand? We felt it more because we are coming from a place where we are allowed to do stuff.
Yeah.
But because they know their people, the rules actually affected us more than, I won't say more than their people, but
maybe we felt it more.
We felt it more.
We felt it
you
more.
understand?
For me, my low is I feel
Go down
like in China, if you're found in certain or most job sectors, there is no opportunity for growth if you're a foreigner. You can find yourself in whatever company. Maybe there are a few companies out there, foreign companies maybe, yes. But if you find yourself in any ordinary company registered in China, as a foreigner, you don't see that growth path to say you start from a common worker to managerial position. So you start from let's say teaching. You start as a teacher, you remain a teacher forever.
Yeah.
You don't get to become you sometimes are at a job for 5 years and they bring someone else to be your manager who just finished their first degree or something. They just left school. So that's always been my low point where you don't see any progress.
But the thing is, if the money is good.
No, my point is at the end of the day, you're talking about one job scope, right? Because I know a lot of people work in different sectors that climb up the corporate ladder. So I think it depends on the job.
That's what I'm saying, that if it's a foreign company, then they apply the same rules from back home. But if it's like a normal company set up by Chinese, then they will prefer to have another Chinese to supervise you. You as a foreigner, it's very hard for you to rise through. I
think it's not fair to say that because I think it's more about expertise.
Right? I think that it doesn't matter about expertise. As long as you have experience in a job, you deserve to be promoted. That's
exactly.
No, you guys are making...
No, you deserve to be promoted because you serve. I believe you deserve. Because you dedicate your time to gain experience in the company.
The camera will go off.
What do you mean expertise? I want to know. What do you mean expertise?
Uncle here is not letting me explain.
Because
so one example, people usually China says they want talent, right, from overseas. So if you come in and they get you in we know the guy from Togo, what's his name? I forgot his name. Ephraim. He started his education here. He did his PhD here, and now he's a professor in university. But before he started as junior something, right?
Yeah, that's
now
it.
He's like. He
still hasn't been. He's still waiting for it.
No, I get it, but he's sprung up a little bit.
He hasn't really sprung up. He's still at the same level.
What was he before?
He's a postdoc, and he's a researcher now, and he's still at that level.
Yeah, he was a postdoc, and he became a researcher, right? Because it takes time to climb up the corporate ladder. It doesn't come easy. Secondly, I know a guy who was also working for this company, right? He used to be I forgot what he was. It was like what they call a third line man. They have these line man. It was and he became second line man. He became a first tier. So I feel like it depends on what the company wants. I'm not, you cannot encompass it as a thing in China.
But what I know for sure is that
because usually it's the company's choice.
If you work for a homegrown company, the opportunity
that's
to
in the
progress,
Chinese,
it's very it's neglected.
Yeah, they just give you a position and that's it.
Stay there.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay, I'll take you guys to work for it.
Let's say most of those companies.
I wouldn't say most because we don't really have the statistics. I would say the same thing for Ghana. I don't think every expat that comes into Ghana, right, just keeps going up and up and up the corporate ladder. You know what I mean? If they bring you in as a neurosurgeon, that's what you are. How do you top that? You know what I mean? In Ghana.
Yeah, I get it.
It's all about expertise. So I don't know. That's your law, and I'm just saying it's an opinion, but I just feel like if we encompass it, it's a little weird. All right, so on that note, we're going to come back with part 2.